So, what are the principles behind the direct mind reading demonstrated by TV mentalists? Clearly the top mentalists use a wide range of principles, but there are two in particular that I see them routinely employing to elevate their effects from good to totally mind-blowingly direct. The first is known as pre-show. The second is known as dual reality. Depending on your experience in mentalism, these terms might mean nothing at all to you, but don't worry, I'm going to explain what they involve, how they can work, and how they can be combined to create direct mind-reading effects. Let's look at pre-show first. In the most basic sense, pre-show refers to any activity that happens before the main effect starts. Out of view of the cameras, or if the mentalist is performing on stage, it happens before the show even begins. The activity is therefore hidden from everyone in the audience other than the person who is having their mind read. It has the effect of taking the non-direct parts of the mind-reading trick out of the audience's view, leaving only the actual direct mind-reading section. Let's have a look at an example. Imagine that a TV mentalist is out in the street doing some mind reading for the public. He tells someone that he's going to read their mind and reveal the title of a movie they are visualising. The mentalist says, "Before today, we've never met, right? And you've got a completely free choice of movie, agreed? And I've not told you what to think of or anything like that, correct?" The person replies, "Yes, that's correct." The mentalist asks the person to visualise a movie and asks them to project the name of the movie with all of their mental power. After a moment of concentration, and seemingly picking up on the person's private thoughts, the mentalist first reveals what genre of film is being thought of, then reveals what the film is about, and finally reveals the exact name of the movie. I'm sure you'll agree, this appears pretty direct, and it's the exact sort of thing that we've all seen the top mind readers do when they perform on television. So, how does it work? And more importantly, how does the pre-show principle fit into things? Before the camera starts rolling, the mentalist approaches the person and asks if they'd like to take part in an effect for television. He says that he'll be trying to read their mind and reveal a movie that they're thinking of, but he adds, "I want this to be genuine mind reading though. I want you to have a free choice of movie, and I want to be sure that I'm not influencing you somehow with what I'm saying to make you think of a particular movie. So let's make this a totally random choice. I've got a load of cards here, each with the title of a famous movie written on them. I'll give them a shuffle and you can have free pick of them." The mentalist shuffles the cards and lets the person pick one. Of course, what he's really doing is forcing the card, and therefore the movie, in exactly the same way that a magician would force the ace of spades during a card trick. The mentalist then says, "Now, take a look at the movie that you've picked and commit it to memory. Here, I'll give you the rest of the cards so you can see that they're all different. We're just waiting for the cameraman to get himself ready and we'll be all set to film in just a minute. Just be sure to keep in mind the movie that you chose." There's the pre-show element of the effect completed, and the TV audience will never see it. In this instance, the mentalist used cards, but he could have just as easily used 100 other tools to achieve the same result. The important thing to note is that the things the mentalist says on camera give the audience at home the impression that nothing has gone on before, and this is where the dual reality principle comes in. Dual reality refers to any situation where the happenings in an effect are perceived differently by different people. For example, it's true that the mentalist has never met that person before today, but the TV audience will never think that they might have met just a few minutes previously. Instead, they will assume that they had not met before that very moment. Likewise, the person believes that they genuinely did have a free choice, but the TV audience will assume that they could just think of any movie they liked without the need for cards or any other prop. The second and equally important thing to note is that the person doesn't feel like they're being taken advantage of. The scripting, with all its dual reality elements, means that the person is positive that there's no way the mentalist could know what movie title they were thinking of. So, after the mentalist asks them to visualise the movie, he stares at them pretending to mind read, he reveals first the genre, then the plot, and then the exact title. The person is truly amazed by what has happened, and the TV audience at home, who miss out on the pre-show element, are totally mind-blown. So there you have it, pre-show and a little dual reality combined in a simple effect for television or stage. I've rushed through the explanation, and there are clearly hundreds of ways that you can use and combine the dual reality and pre-show principles, but this is just the nuts and bolts of how many TV mentalist performances occur. Now this is all very well, but what if you aren't performing for TV cameras? What if you want to be able to perform equally direct mind reading in casual settings where you have no chance to pre-show people? The good news is that it's possible, and it's something that I'm happy to share with you. You get almost all the advantages of pre-show without the pre-show, And combined with some dual reality and other principles, it is for me the epitome of direct mind reading. Check it out on the link below.